Aloha, I'm Robert. I'm here with my friends.
Chang.
Kaahanui.
And we're going to do another wingfoil voiceover. So we got some footage. A lot of it is Jeff's footage from his GoPro while he's foiling out on the water. And I got a little bit other footage too. So let's get started. Alright, Jeff, tell us a little bit about this day.
Okay, this day I think I was coming from downwind and I met you guys. I sailed up and I sailed back and I just started filming you guys. So I have a baseball cap and I mounted the GoPro right on the bill.
So this day I kept trying to do this move. It's like kind of going upwind on the wave and trying to kind of spin it around, and then on this one I tried to come back around, like twist it 180 and then come back around, kind of a tweak there. Didn't pull that one off, but I was trying those on almost every wave and just trying to see if I can pull them off, and I pulled off a few, but it's a pretty fun move. I watched Daniel do a bunch of those and just trying to keep up with Daniel. Yeah, I think when we started doing these voiceover videos first few times, Daniel was just starting out and you were in the water a lot and stuff like that, and he was like a beginner, and now Daniel's kind of showing us off, and he's like already way better than Jeff and I. So you've just been out in the water like almost every day when it's windy, huh?
Well, I'm not the best, but I'm trying to learn from these guys because, yeah, they teach me a lot. And then we usually just push each other from here. So this day, there was no waves. Rob started jumping and doing all this tweaks, and I was like, oh, here comes the progression. So it was like just trying to push each other from here. And it was pretty cool, just trying to work with this moves or jumps and stuff that we're just practicing.
Yeah, it's more fun to go out with your friends and you definitely end up pushing each other. I think, Rob, you tried a forward, right, this day?
Oh yeah, I tried a forward flip where I landed on my back pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I saw you doing a backflip. Jeff was trying to backflip and crashed pretty hard too. Almost landed on your sail, yeah.
Yeah.
I had no cojones for this. I seen Jeff do his backflip and Robert do his forward, and I was like, these guys are nuts. So I got a lot to learn from them.
Yeah, it actually was a back spin with holding the string. I haven't gotten the nerve up to hold the sail and swing it around like how Balls does it. But one day we're gonna go to the room and practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing that we do, like after our session too, like we kind of talk about it and kind of go over what the moves we tried and what happened and why we crashed and stuff like that, or how it works, and try to give each other pointers and stuff. So I mean, I think that's part of what makes it really helpful too, is just to kind of think about it and kind of analyze it and get some pointers from your friends on what they're doing, you know. And then just watch videos on YouTube. Like Daniel, you always study all the videos, yeah, and then give us the breakdown.
Yeah, at 10 at night, he'll be sending me this video.
Yeah.
Read this, Jeff.
Yeah, but so a lot of us watch videos and then we send it to each other and try, use that for tips. Because sometimes one of us might not see that little detail, and then that little detail will come from one of us and it'll help.
Oh, nice backwind.
Yeah. Tell us about that move, the backwinded move.
So when I backwind, you gotta really lean into it, into your wing, and be a little more stiff. You be a little bit limber, then it blows you like on your back. So I just keep it powered up, and I do it when there's a lot of wind. I like to do it when there's super a lot of wind, so I can come out through the 360 after I backwind, like go through the whole motion. If it gets light, then I do like a backwind, and then I just lift up the wing and then go on my toe side.
Yeah, you just bring it over your head.
Bring it over my head.
Yeah, there's some footage of you doing that later on too. So Jeff, you just got a new Jimmy Lewis board, pretty small board.
Yeah, it's 4.6 by 22 by 55 liters. It has a seaplane nose. It helps a lot with the lift off. So I really like it. having to ride a little bigger wing with it just to get me going out of the water because it's pretty sinky when I'm trying to start out.
I saw that Jimmy Lewis is using a picture of you on your board for their production boards, yeah, like because he's coming out with a whole line of wingfoil boards with that shape.
Yeah, he wanted to like establish that he's definitely using that as one of his shaping features. So he wanted to get it out in public pretty early. So I shot it. Yes, you can go to jimmylewis.com. You can see a picture of it.
Yeah, that's that seaplane double concave nose
Right,
bottom, man.
Right.
Yeah, I still use kind of the more rounded nose. I find that's the most neutral and when you touch down, but you can definitely see the merit of that seaplane nose design. So this was a different day. Jeff, talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, this is some pretty old footage. Old for us is like 2 months. So, and we were progressing so fast that it seems dated already. This is a really good prone surfer. His name's Jack, Instagram Jack from town. He's just learning the wing, and he learns so fast. It's amazing how fast the wing progresses. And this is Heimana. He's from Tahiti. He's again a really good prone foiler, and he like him and Derek. They learned in one day. These guys are such good athletes, and they're just amazing. So the sport's really going to progress at a fast pace, I think.
And Jax is using a tiny prone board. It looks like him.
Yeah, he didn't have anything else, so he just you do what you got, right? So
Nosedive.
I think that was like only the second time he went winging, maybe second or third time.
And already pulling off airs. Huh?
Yeah.
Nuts. So this was some other another day where I was shooting from up on the cliffs with a big lens, and my tripod was kind of a little bit gets stuck a little bit when I move it around, so it's kind of shaky footage, unfortunately. But it's a pretty good angle from up on the cliffs. So tell us a little bit about riding the wave.
On this day, this few days that I've been winging, I didn't have my regular 5.0 big board. So this is a 4.5 Magic board from Glen Pang, and it's my prone board. It's 33 liters about, and yeah, that's all I had. So it was pretty fun with that board. It's super light, so jumping you can go higher. The turning is tighter. It's more like surfing, prone surfing, foiling.
So why don't you use it all the time though? Why use a bigger board?
The bigger board is just way more easier on lighter winds and getting up, and especially if there's like waves, I feel like it gets kind of scary. Like if you're stuck on that inside and you're trying to get up on a prone board, it's gonna take a lot out of you. You just keep getting hammered. Whereas a little bigger board, you can just get up a little more easy and you're up on your feet and out. This situation, like where we go, there's waves all on the inside or outside. Sometimes it's closing out the whole channel. So gotta stay in that channel area and just wait for the waves to kind of calm down, and then try to get up in there when the waves is strong.
Okay, walk us through this one step by step.
Going out, pulling into the wind as hard as I can, and then filling up the wing with all the air, so I can go up more straight up instead of going across with the wind. So more straight up and kind of like a parachute landing, more straight down and softly. But like I said, it's easier, or not easier, but can get way higher and carvy turns with a smaller prone board. And to me, I think that's where it's going. I mean, especially on the waves, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daniel, when he wing surfs, it looks pretty similar to when he prone surfs. If you watch him on the next couple waves, just watch his arm movements. So the wing doesn't really deter his arm movements, which are pretty important to leading bigger turns, like in any kind of foiling. You got to lead with your arms, and then it's a counter rotation. As you bring your arms out of the way, then the board follows.
Yeah, I think also like I've noticed that when you carve downwind with the wave, that you lift the wing up and to kind of I mean I think part of that is to kind of keep the wing from touching the wave. So because if you turn into the wave, it's like kind of almost like you have to lift the wing up a little bit to clear the wave. Yeah.
Clear the wave, yeah.
So if you watch him, like when you're going upwind, you hold it pretty low, but then when you turn back, you kind of lift it up a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that. Like here.
Okay.
Have you ever tried switching hands with holding it in the other hand?
I did on accident, and I mean, you can, but it really didn't feel right to me with the wing in the front hand.
In the back hand, like, or front hand, back hand.
Yeah.
A nice job. I mean, tack.
So the other winger here is Jason. He has a 4-meter duotone, and he kind of likes to hold it by the front of the handle or the front of the boom instead of holding the handle in the front. And what's nice about doing that is that you can quickly power it back up again. It's almost already in the right position. But I have that same wing, and I like to use the front handle too. It feels pretty neutral, like compared to the original duotone wing that was really flip-floppy when you were using it on a wave. This one's pretty stable.
Yeah, so I kind of used, like Robert and Jeff was saying, I bring up that hand, the one that's holding the wing, especially when I cut back, because you don't want it banging into the wave or touching the water.
Yeah, especially the leading edge, the tip, if it touches the water, the wing will flip over, yeah?
Yeah.
And if that happens, you can actually, if it's upside down, you can actually touch the front edge again, and then it'll flip back into the right position, right? I mean, that's kind of, I've pulled that off a few times, where you can actually, if the wing flips upside down, you can actually flip it back by just touching the tip again.
Yeah.
Works pretty well. Okay, break it down again.
So, again, going into the wind, really pulling in hard, and then filling up the wing with wind, and then just kind of going up and coming down, like still powered up in the wind, landing softly.
So what's the trick to landing it softly? Or to, like you said,
I feel it's like holding the angle of your wing in the wind. I mean, it's almost like depowering your wing, like we're just like filling it up underneath instead of at an angle where it's gonna take you across the ocean, more like up, and then kind of like a parachute and coming down softly.
Yeah, so having it more above your head than
more
sideways.
above your head, yeah.
So it creates more lift.
Yeah, notice you knife your foil in from the side too when you land.
Yeah, I try to knife it in instead of going like up and then flat down. When I go up and flat down, it's a lot of impact. So you see that you can see kind of like the edge, the corner of the foil knifing in.
That one looked like he came down pretty flat actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't figured out the best way to enter the water with the foil yet, but it's always tricky. But the best tip is really to just come down as soft as you can by holding, like keeping your weight in the wing instead of just crashing down.
That's a hard one.
So and then like kicking out into the, like you always kick your wing up or your board up into the wind.
Mm-hmm.
So explain how you do that. Like you just kind of turn way upwind with the board, and then just kind of automatically does kind of a curve in the air. Is that kind of what you do?
I actually pull into the wind, and then when I go up off the jump, and then I curl my legs up, so almost like like a scorpion. So bringing that foil behind your head. And couple times or a few times I heard it kind of bang my my wing.
Oh wow, you got it that high,
Yeah.
like kind of inverted.
Yeah,
True.
kind of like the tip of the wing. You can
Yeah.
kind of hear it.
Don't want to do that too hard, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
And sometimes you kind of go overboard where it's a little bit too inverted, and you're coming down like with the wing underneath of you, so with your hand straight down,
Oh,
and then pulling it up too. Yeah,
oh
it's
cool.
almost like landing face first on your wing.
Yeah.
So
on this one, Jeff, you're holding the camera in your hand, yeah? Or like when you're just riding, you...
Yeah, it was on my hat, and then when I'm doing this, I just hold my hat in
Uh-huh.
my hand and film you guys.
Yeah, here I'm riding the Duotone Echo, and I'm just holding the front handle. Yeah, and they're coming in shallow water. Any tips on getting off your board in shallow water?
Just jump off.
Just jump off. Don't come down with the foil. Just like you
Yeah.
want to kind of jump off while the foil's still up high in the water. There's Daniel again.
yeah, so you actually can see the turning on the little bigger board. Not as tight, but always changing boards. Been going through some boards recently from this 5.0 to the Prone, and I just got another one which is smaller. It's a 4.4.
Oh,
So I'm waiting to test that out when the winds come back.
This is Glenelle. She's probably the best female wingfoiler I know, and she's pregnant. Can't really tell in this footage, but she's really showing now, and she's still out on the water foiling, so it's pretty cool to see her in action. She's really impressive. And you can find her on Instagram. She's Ocean Baby, and she's having a baby soon. There's Derek, and he's holding the wing in his backhand, or like on the opposite side, yeah.
yeah, it's so hard to do. I try to do that, it's not easy. So he basically tacks into the wave, but he doesn't switch the wing to the other side. He just leaves it on that side. Then he rides the wave, and then he tacks out, and the wing's where it's supposed to be already. So he saves the effort of having to flip it over the whole ride. If you can ride it with you in your other hand like that, the upwing hand, which he doesn't seem to have a problem.
So like almost in every session you have a different wing, Jeff. You want to talk a little bit about the different wings you've been using?
Yeah, so I've tried the F1, the slingshot, NSYS, wing ride, and Armstrongian. So they're kind of in three categories. F1 is kind of the most flexy and the widest wingspan, and then the slingshot and ozone are kind of middle of the road, a little flexy, little bit of flex but pretty stiff, and then the NSYS and the Armstrong are super stiff. So it's personal preference what you like. I like the more flexy wing, and it's also lighter. I like the lightness of the F1. And when you get used to the flex, you use the flex to your advantage. So when you pull, it doesn't react instantly, but it seems to rebound. So you time your energy you need with the rebound, and that's how you get out of the water and things like that. And then when the wind gets strong, it twists off, so you don't get overpowered. So, you know, I can use a 6 meter like all the time, even when the winds are super strong. So it's kind of convenient just to not have to think about which one you're going to take out. Just take out the big one, which I need now because my board is a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, again, it's personal preference. They're all the manufacturers are making really good wings now, and it's just, you know, you should be able to do well in anything you get. It just depends on what you're looking for in the wing.
Yeah, I mean personally, I really like the booms. Like that's why I like the Duotone Echo. I've also tried the Ullman Sails Falcon. They have a new wing with the boom. It's still kind of in development, but that's another really good wing I like with the boom. The handles, I just haven't gotten used to the handles yet. But I do see some merit in it too. I mean, obviously it packs up smaller, and then one thing, a disadvantage of having the boom, I think, is that it kind of can hurt your wrists and your hands. It's kind of hard on your hands if you're out for a long time, versus the handles I think are a little bit softer.
But for Rob, I noticed you're kind of the first to pull off some of these tricks all along, because you don't have to worry about where you're going to grab like a handle. You just put your hands back in the boom, and like you were the first to really like nail tacks pretty consistently, and then now you're doing all these other things, jibes and
Yeah, you don't have to look where you're grabbing, so
right,
that's
and
really
then
nice.
spinning the wing when you jibe, that looks pretty cool.
This is actually really light wind, and like, yeah, I like to do the 360s in really light wind because then I don't get overpowered on the backside. But Daniel said he likes to do it on a windy day.
On a windy day, yeah.
But that's it for today. That's all the footage we got right now. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll keep coming out with more videos. Jeff said he has a lot more footage coming, and so do I, and we'll keep it coming. Maybe get Daniel on a camera too.
Yeah.
But it's always fun to watch the footage after and kind of analyze it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the water. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.